25 strange things that exist only in Iceland. Parents leave their newborns to sleep outside in the cold. It's the best place to admire the northern lights. There are bubble hotels. People believe in elves. There are no mosquitoes. Iceland is an incredibly appealing destination with many peculiar facts for travelers. Let's join me on an adventure to explore Iceland, the country covered in glaciers with stunning natural landscapes and being the happiest, safest place in the world. Number 25. The northernmost country in the world. Iceland is a relatively small country located in northern Europe. The nation has an area of only 103,000 square kilometers, which is even smaller than some US states. In terms of population, Iceland has just over 340,000 people. Quite few, isn't it? That means there are only about 3 people per square kilometer. Despite its size, the population density in Iceland is extremely low. Moreover, Iceland is known as an island nation with harsh and cold winter climates. Being situated near the Arctic Circle, the climate here is very cold. The country experiences 6 months of limited sunlight, and frequent snowstorms often paralyze roads from October to April. Additionally, the health of residents is affected by seasonal affective disorder, prompting many people to seek vacations in warmer places during the winter. Number 24. Traffic lights shaped like hearts. Travelers arriving in our career won't find the coldness unbearable when encountering heart-shaped traffic lights everywhere. To make residents happier and warmer, the government of Akureyri, a town in northern Iceland, has implemented a unique strategy. They installed red heart-shaped symbols inside the traffic light poles, replacing the usual circular lights. Regardless of the actual purpose of these heart-shaped traffic light poles, visitors to Akureyri will be surprised and delighted to see these lights scattered everywhere, illuminating the streets and bringing a cheerful spirit. This makes travelers feel warmer when visiting one of the northernmost towns in the world. Also in Iceland, near the capital city Reykjavik, traffic lights at an intersection have adorable expressions. They are still circular, but the traffic lights show emotions. The red light has a sad face while the green light has a smiling face. Number 23. Iceland has no forests. Would you believe that there's a country in the world without any forests? Well, Iceland is exactly that country. Unfortunately, this nation endures some of the harshest natural phenomena, including volcanoes and glaciers. Therefore, vegetation here struggles to thrive. However, this isn't solely due to natural conditions. The real story is attributed to the Vikings, who upon arrival, extensively deforested the land, coupled with the introduction of free-roaming sheep, hindering the regrowth of trees. As a result, less than 2% of Iceland's land area is covered in trees, despite human efforts to reforest. Number 22. Dreadful rotting shark meat. One of the strangest dishes in this country is rotten shark meat. The traditional name for this dish is hakal, and it has the pungent smell of ammonia. The raw material used for hakal is the meat of Greenland sharks. This species of shark is highly toxic, so the meat needs to be boiled multiple times, dried, or fermented for about 6 to 12 weeks. Icelanders often choose the method of burying it underground to decompose the toxins into ammonia. After the standard period, they dig it up and let it dry under the sun for a few more weeks before consuming. Another notable preparation method involves hanging it in a shed for the meat to decay. It's cut into chunks, hung indoors, and the decaying meat washes away the harmful uric acid found in the skin. This method should be sheltered from the sunlight and last for 2 to 4 months. The wind blows away the unpleasant smell and creates a brownish hue on the outer layer of the meat. They remove the skin layer and take the tender white meat inside. Number 21. No mosquitoes. Do any of you hate mosquitoes? Let me know in the comments. I personally despise mosquitoes, so after learning this fact about Iceland, I really want to move there. Icelanders take great pride and joy in the fact that there are no mosquitoes in their country. While mosquitoes exist in most countries around the world, Iceland is an exception because there are no stagnant ponds which are necessary for mosquito breeding. Furthermore, the rapid climate changes in Iceland prevent mosquitoes from completing their life cycle. In reality, in many cold climate countries like Iceland, mosquitoes still thrive. It's only in this land of ice and fire that mosquitoes don't exist, which adds a unique, distinct characteristic. According to the World Atlas, Iceland has around 1,300 species of insects, except mosquitoes. To explain this, researchers offer some viewpoints such as the lack of stagnant water for mosquitoes to lay eggs and the low temperature. However, with global temperatures rising, mosquitoes may soon appear in Iceland. Number 20. Iceland has 13 Santas. In most Western countries, children eagerly await Christmas Day to see if Santa Claus will bring them a gift. However, in Iceland, there are a total of 13 Santas. That's right, on Christmas Eve, children are visited by 13 Yule lads. Icelandic children place a shoe by their bedroom window each night for 13 days leading up to Christmas. Each night, one of the Yule lads will visit and leave a small gift for them, depending on each child's behavior. From potisleikja, meaning pot scraper, who steals leftover food, to herdiskelja, who likes to slam doors at night, each Yule lad has its own personality and style, reflected in their gifts and pranks. Number 19. It's the safest country in the world. You may have heard this before, but it's worth emphasizing multiple times. In Iceland, you don't have to worry about violent crime. That's because this country proudly boasts one of the lowest crime rates in the world. For over a decade, Iceland has consistently topped the list of the safest countries. And did you know that Iceland is the only NATO member without a standing army? This is thanks to various factors, including a sense of equality among the population, mutual trust, government policies, and low crime rates. Number 18. Parents leave newborns to sleep outside. Did you gasp when you heard this and thought parents were mistreating their children? Share your thoughts in the comments. In Iceland, parents often leave their newborns to sleep outdoors in freezing temperatures, and this is 100% true. Children in Iceland often nap outdoors from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. regardless of rain, shine, or temperatures dropping below -10 degrees Celsius with snow falling. Meanwhile, their parents sit back, relax with coffee or tea, and chat in cozy cafes nearby. Icelandic parents believe that sleeping outdoors at temperatures below zero will promote various aspects of their children's health. They argue that napping in the fresh air, whether it's summer or the peak of winter, reduces the risk of children catching illnesses like coughs and colds. They also assert that their newborns sleep better when outdoors. Number 17. An app exclusive to Icelanders. Iceland is a small country with around 360,000 people. Immigration is low, and the likelihood of someone dating a distant relative is high. To avoid this situation, apps based on Icelanders' genealogical databases have emerged. It helps them avoid dating someone who is related to them by blood. Number 16. Over 60% of Iceland's population lives in the capital, Reykjavik. Despite its small size, Reykjavik is the northernmost capital city in the world and home to over half of Iceland's population. This colorful and vibrant city boasts numerous restaurants, cafes, bars, and museums, and is extremely pedestrian-friendly, making it the perfect destination for tourists to explore on foot. Number 15. About 11% of Iceland's area is covered by glaciers. Research indicates that 11% of Iceland's land is covered by glaciers. Glaciers are one of the main attractions in Iceland, and to date, there are nearly 269 named glaciers. Iceland is also home to Europe's largest glacier, Vatnajökull, which is 3 times the size of Luxembourg or Rhode Island. Do you want to visit these glaciers one day? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Number 14. Belief in real-life elves. Icelanders once opposed a government plan to build a road through a field, which they believed was the home of elves. According to a study from the University of Iceland, about 62% of the population in this country believes in elves or hidden people, known as huldufolk, as real beings outside of fairy tales. From the elderly to the young, people here believe that elves are peace-loving creatures. They live quietly alongside humans and are passionate about everyday activities such as fishing, farming, and caring for their families. When construction projects encroach upon certain fields, there are even special spokespersons for the elves. Number 13. Bubble Hotel in Iceland. Deep in a pine forest in Skalholt, near the Hvita River in southern Iceland, is an incredibly unique 5 million star hotel. According to the Daily Mail, the rooms here are designed like transparent spheres or bubbles, providing guests with a 360-degree panoramic view of nature without stepping foot outside the room. Moreover, these bubble rooms are an ideal location for viewing the northern lights. The structure of the rooms is kept inflated by gentle pressure from the ventilation system. The indoor air is regularly exchanged about 5 times per hour to control humidity levels in the room. The system includes heating components with temperature control, so these bubble rooms remain warm even when the weather outside is below freezing during the winter months. The rooms are equipped with simple amenities such as double beds, lights, heaters, and telephones. The hotel does not have Wi-Fi. Do you like this special room? Share your opinions below. Number 12. One of the least populous yet happiest countries in the world. Due to the low population, Icelanders rarely face job competition. Icelanders do not lack employment opportunities, they even do many jobs. A football coach could be a dentist in the village, and a gatekeeper could also be a poet. Only 3 people compete on a standard football field in this country. Despite being a developed country, Iceland does not have subways or trains. People here also cannot grow vegetables or trees because the land has been severely desertified. Iceland is one of the happiest countries in the world. According to the World Happiness Record ranking, Iceland has been named in the top 5 happiest countries on the planet for many years. In addition, the social welfare system of this country is always at a high level. Education and healthcare in Iceland are free, housing is subsidized, and the unemployment rate here is only 2.1%. Moreover, the working hours of Icelanders are also very special. While many countries in the world work 8 hours a day, 5 to 6 days a week, Icelanders only work 4 days a week. People in this country do not endure too much work pressure. They often write books, and 80% of the population plays musical instruments, cherishing the life they love. Here, they ensure equality between men and women. They ensure that both men and women are treated and paid equally, regardless of any profession. As long as a person is competent, gender is not considered. Who wants to move to Iceland to live after hearing this? Share your thoughts below. Number 11. The most beautiful aurora viewing spot in the world. Is anyone here a fan of seeing the real auroras? Let me know in the comments. I absolutely love seeing auroras, and let me tell you, Iceland is the best country in the world to see them. The aurora is an optical phenomenon that occurs when the sky displays bands of colored lights at night. Auroras consist of many bands of colors from white, green, blue to pink and purple, but the most common are green and blue. The ideal time to hunt for auroras is from mid-September to early October. Iceland is considered the best country to hunt for auroras. Not only one, but there are also many places here where you can admire this magnificent scenery. The ideal place to hunt for auroras in Iceland is Akureyri and mountaintops with clear bands of light, many images like waterfalls, thunderstorms, and it quickly became one of the most famous aurora hunting destinations in the world. Number 10. Dishes made from sheep. The rotten shark dish was strange enough, but the following dish is even more horrifying. Iceland has some dishes that might make us shudder at first sight. That's sheep's head. The sheep's head is split in half, singed to remove the fur, and then boiled. This is the most common traditional dish in Iceland. The sheep's head is not a bad dish because the head contains a lot of tasty meat. Chefs here will keep everything intact from the tongue to the eyes to cater to different tastes of diners. However, many people feel frightened and uncomfortable when they see the sheep's head displayed on the plate. Additionally, there's a dish called sursadir rutspunga, which is pickled ram's testicles. The ram's testicles are pressed into blocks, boiled, and then preserved in lactic acid. Besides, eating the heart of the seabird, with its strong beating, is a favorite dish of many Icelandic athletes. The cuisine of this country is truly frightening, isn't it? Would you dare to try it? Number 9. Every 10 people will have one Icelander publish a book. Is anyone watching the video interested in writing a book? Feel free to comment and let me know. Perhaps because of the incredibly beautiful and poetic scenery, Icelanders publish a lot of books. The tradition of reading books in Iceland dates to the 13th century, and every 10 Icelanders will publish a book in their lifetime, clearly showing that Iceland is a country that greatly values literature. Are you interested in adding some Icelandic literary works to your reading list? Remember to include some novels by Halldór Kiljan Laxness, one of the country's most famous authors, who was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature. Number 8. The Icelandic language has over 100 words for wind. The Icelandic language is famous for being difficult to understand, but you should know that most locals learn English as a second language, making it very easy for tourists to communicate and get around. If you have a keen eye or know a bit about languages, you may notice that Icelandic resembles Old Norse, the language of the Vikings. In fact, it's so similar to Old Norse that many Icelanders can read this legendary language and ancient texts written in it. Another interesting fact about the Icelandic language is that there are over 100 ways to describe the weather. It's no secret that Iceland's weather is something you need to be prepared for. It can change for the better or worse in just a few minutes. That's why the Icelandic language has over 100 words to talk about the wind. We won't list them all here, but feel free to find out a few if you want to impress the locals when visiting this country. Number 7. You can swim at any time of year. Perhaps you've planned a visit to the Blue Lagoon or want to come here once while touring Iceland, right? However, did you know that there are countless outdoor swimming pools and hot springs all over the country? You'll find 17 swimming pools just in the capital area. Some are quite small. Others are large complexes with slides, hot tubs, and steam rooms. All the pools are heated by geothermal energy. This means that Icelanders and tourists alike can swim at any time of the year, whether it's raining, snowing, or sunny. Swimming pools are not only used for health training but also as gathering places, family activities, or even dates. Number 6. The country has strict gun policies. In Iceland, police officers, except for the special unit called the Viking Squad, don't carry guns. They are equipped with pepper spray and batons when confronting criminals. Although there are around 90,000 citizens owning guns, there are very few crimes in Iceland, and guns are primarily used for hunting and must be licensed. Number 5. Iceland's unique currency. The krona, the currency of Iceland, features marine creatures on its face. All Icelandic krona coins have different marine animals, including dolphins, snowfish, or sea crabs, on them. Do you find this currency beautiful? Share your thoughts in the comments. Number 4. There is no darkness from May 21st to July 30th. Iceland is located near the Arctic Circle. As a result, the country experiences long summer days and perpetually dark winter nights. Did you know that Iceland experiences up to 23 hours of darkness in December and around 22 to 24 hours of daylight in June? If you've ever wanted to experience the midnight sun, especially when the sun remains visible until midnight or standing under the shimmering northern lights, this is the perfect place. During midsummer, from May 21st to July 30th in North Iceland and the West Fjords, the sun can be visible for 24 hours. Conversely, in Reykjavik, the capital of Iceland, the sun sets for only a few hours, but the sky never gets dark, so they can even raid outdoors at midnight. Number 3. Icelanders lay hot water pipes under the pavement. Iceland is a country with snow-free sidewalks, but that's not the only benefit they get from installing hot water pipes. They also make walking easier, save money on snow removal and street renovations, and prevent accidents. Additionally, Icelanders don't use hot water tanks or heaters because they heat through pipes carrying hot water from natural hot springs and geothermal sources directly into buildings. Especially the rainwater here is so pure that the water supply for the city doesn't need chemical purification. Number 2. Iceland is the most expensive country in Europe. Who here wants to visit Iceland? Leave a comment and let me know. A sad fact you need to know is that Iceland is the most expensive country in Europe. Firstly, the cuisine here is extremely expensive. One of the factors that makes food prices here very high is the geographical location of the country. As an island in the North Atlantic, most ingredients have to be imported, making the cost of food always sky high. Additionally, harsh climate, short growing seasons limit the availability of local produce, making fruits and vegetables even more expensive. Next, if you come to visit, you'll find Iceland to be a country with unique landscapes, rugged terrain, so transportation is a challenge. The cost of transportation here is among the highest in the world, making tourists spend a considerable amount to explore. This is because Iceland has a very small population and remote locations. Finally, one of the biggest challenges for tourists is the high cost of renting accommodation in Iceland. The cost of renting a house in Iceland is among the highest in Europe. This is partly due to the low population and remote location, making building and maintaining an infrastructure difficult. After listening, do you reconsider traveling here? Number 1. The tradition of gifting books at Christmas. Not only do many people publish books, but Iceland also has a deep love for books to the extent that they exchange books on Christmas Eve. On Christmas Eve, people in Iceland often exchange books, enjoying a peaceful evening by the fireplace with books, usually new detective novels that have just been released. Since 1945, the tradition of Jólabókaflóð has become a beloved tradition in Iceland every Christmas season. Jólabókaflóð is similar to the Super Thursday Book Festival held annually in England, but on a much larger scale. With hundreds of new books being sold at bookstores and supermarkets at discounted prices, the tradition of Jólabókaflóð is becoming increasingly important for the survival of the publishing industry in Iceland. According to the Icelandic Publishers Association, nearly 70% of the population buys at least one book as a Christmas gift for family or friends. Iceland's literary tradition has developed over about 900 years, during which the treasure trove of folklore has been likened to the jewel of the world's literary community. So we've explored the top 20 most interesting facts about Iceland. Which fascinating fact impressed you the most? Remember to comment and let me know, as I quite like the heart-shaped traffic lights of this country. Thank you for watching our video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest videos from us. See you in the next videos.